Greetings, New Palestine Bible Church family and friends of New Pal Bible Church. As has been announced, we are returning to a tradition that we've had at our church for many years, and that is an annual Christmas offering. For many years, what we did is we collected near a Sunday near Christmas funds to help with a specific mission project or a benevolence need. For a few years, we got away from that when the budget got really tight. We were trying to retain staff, and then when we were trying to get over the hump with our building project fund. But as has been shared, the Lord has blessed and prospered us financially. And so the elders thought that it would be pleasing to the Lord and it would be loving for us to collect funds again this year with a Christmas offering to give away to a couple of important needs. One is to a missionary family that we support who has a need for a vehicle. The other is for a former missionary living right among us in central Indiana who has a housing need. And so I want to start with the last one I mentioned. And Luann Cottingham is someone who is familiar to some of you. Luann has been associated with our church since about 2012. She heard about me and my family and what we went through some years ago in the house that we were in, where we were overexposed to mold and natural gas and carbon monoxide, and how we became ill from that. And relating to that herself, it drew her to our church. And so I'd like to introduce you now to Luann. Luann, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
I was a high school and college athlete, sharing my faith through that avenue. I attended Bible college at Johnson University in Tennessee and graduated from Indiana Wesleyan University. The Lord combined the education and experience in Arizona while student teaching. Then I was called to return to the mission field at a Christian boarding school for Native Americans to teach Bible, health, physical education, coach volleyball and basketball, as well as other duties. It was on the mission field that I became increasingly more ill. Possible causes are pesticides, poor drinking water, mold, painting, and living conditions early on. Another cause likely could be the vaccinations that I was required to get before going as a missionary. It has affected every system of my body: respiratory with reactive asthma, muscular, skeletal, neurological, digestive, skin, vision, endocrine, to name a few. I was diagnosed with severe viruses and other illnesses, heavy metal poisoning, and the combination of everything resulted in a neurological disease. I also have chemical, food, mold, electrical, and sound sensitivities.
Friends, many of us can't relate to what Luann has had to go through from that. And regardless of the exact cause of her illness, all of this has made Luann very sensitive to chemicals that some of you don't have problems with, but all of us have to deal with. Our bodies deal with the chemicals that are in cleaning chemicals, fragrances, paint, building supplies, pesticides, and so forth, all of which Luann has become sensitive to, and including building materials, right? Average building materials have a lot of formaldehydes and different chemicals that off gas when they're newer, and that some people like Luann, and even my family, we don't do that well with. And so because of that, housing has become an issue for Luann. Isn't that correct?
Yes, the housing environment is a major struggle. I rented a home for more than 10 years, yet during that time became more ill with each passing year. It was measured a sick building, being too tight, then weatherized, causing further difficulty with insulation and chemicals coming down, forcing a medical decision to leave for good, even with my best effort to make it work. I've been without my own housing for 10 years, homeless, unable to find housing that I can tolerate medically and that is affordable, seeking out every possible solution while living in a vehicle all seasons of the year. When the Lord has provided benevolence through various folks or churches in temporary housing or a place to park, a place to shower, do laundry, and storage, it's been greatly appreciated. Due to my illness, I'm on disability and I've qualified for Section 8 housing assistance. Yet with years of extensive searching, I've not been able to find a home that I can tolerate due to paint, carpet, pesticides, cleaners, and various building materials.
And so over the past 8 years or so, me and my family and our church family have tried to help Luann in a variety of ways. Some years back, we had some funds that we helped her get to the medical clinic that my family and I were treated at in Dallas that specializes in helping people who have become ill because of environmental reasons. And so Luann went there. There's been a number of folks who have helped her with some temporary housing, letting her stay at their home, especially during the winter and difficult times, letting her do laundry and other such things. Now, we've also helped brainstorm to try to think of a longer-term solution for Luann. And one of the things that we were able to do is we asked our architect who helped us design our new church building if they would work with Luann and help her in designing a safe home for her. And they agreed to do that work and to do it pro bono. And so they and Halstead and Luann have worked some on that. The best solution likely for Luann for housing would be the construction of a small, safe home out of safe building materials and in a safe environment. And so that's one of the things that we're aiming to do, which brings me to the purpose of this video. We are asking that you all please consider giving to help Luann with this need. We are collecting funds to be used either to purchase land for her housing, construction materials for the housing. There have been a number of people who have volunteered to do labor for free. Possibly the purchase of an existing home that might be safe or could be made safe with some renovations. And then the least best option is possibly a rental, a place that someone else owns that might just need some changes to be made to it that would make it safe for Luann. And so our aim is to collect funds for that, basically so she can have some safe housing and not have to live out of her van.
I'm very humbled by the opportunity to be one recipient of the Christmas offering, as there are many needs at this time in churches, communities, and families. Pray that the Lord will be glorified in the midst of my suffering. Pray for open and closed doors, the Lord's options and opportunities, safety, strength, wisdom, and my body to clear reactions. Although I've tried many housing options, I have continued to be open to the Lord's directions, whatever that may be. I remain in touch with the architect in regards to a floor plan, and many have offered to volunteer in building a small home with materials that are suitable for my health. This will also require water and air purification. I've looked into many types of housing, including accessory dwelling units. Please be in prayer for a project manager and land. If you or someone you know are able to help in that way, please let me know. It's a blessing that we've been able to start a fragrance-free small group with a few ladies from the church, meeting once a month and outside when possible. The Lord gifted me with encouragement, sending a note, taking a photo, a walk in a park, writing a poem, finding hope in the Word, brings healing to my soul and relief from the traumatic journey. I'm grateful that the church and others who know of my situation or may hear about it and want to give. This is a poem that I wrote about the journey. Psalm 62, 5 and 6. Yes, my soul, find rest in God. My hope comes from Him. Truly, He is my rock and my salvation. He is my fortress. I will not be shaken. Hope and rest in Jesus. Never knowing what will be faced, where the head will lie at night, what will bombard the body. Comments, questions, so much loss. Wondering, what next? Testing, not knowing, brings more testing to determine the cause. Then, how to begin treatment when none is tolerated. Living one breath, one decision, one moment at a time. So much, so often, so little. Fatigue, pain, illness. How is this faced? Each second, each day, with hope and rest in Jesus. Psalm 62, 5 and 6. Yes, my soul, find rest in God. My hope comes from Him. He is my rock and my salvation. He is my fortress. I will not be shaken.
Amen. Thank you, Luann. Indeed, how could anybody face the difficult journey that Luann has faced without Christ, that refuge? Speaking of difficult journey, that actually brings us to the second need that we're going to share with you. Harrison and Mercy Kuria and their family have been serving in their native land of Kenya, Africa, with Word of Life Ministries for several years now, and we've supported them. And they have been very faithful and fruitful in that ministry. Word of Life ministers primarily, their target is youth. And so they do camps, they have ministries through the schools. And because of the way the Lord has blessed the ministry there through them, the Kurias, they've actually been promoted and have more responsibility. Harrison is actually in a leadership role now, even though he continues to teach and preach and disciple. Their need is for a four-wheel drive vehicle. The roads that they drive on are rough, as you're going to see in a moment, and the vehicle that they have isn't capable of going in some places, and they've had frequent breakdowns. And so take a look at this brief video from the Kurias.
Hey, we are doing fine here in Kenya. God has been really faithful to us. We are going on with the ministry, and we really appreciate what you have been doing to us, supporting us in this ministry. May God continue blessing you and being with you in everything and guiding you. Amen.
Yes, we thank you so much for giving us this opportunity to update you on what we are doing here in ministry. Mostly out in the ministry, we are visiting schools that are open. We have classes that are now going to school, like the 12th grade in high school. In primary school, we have 8th grade and 4th grade, which are set to do their final exams for this year. So we are able to visit them during the week. And also we have local church ministries where we are visiting churches, preaching the gospel in a number of churches around Nairobi and the environs. And also we are thankful that the Lord has seen it necessary for us to be involved in leadership, Word of Life leadership here as a ministry coordinator in Nairobi and part of the western parts of Kenya. So we thank you so much for keeping us in ministry through your support and your prayers. We hope that Lord is going to help you to continue praying for us and supporting us and glorifying God in everything that we do here. So thank you so much. Continue praying for us and also supporting us. We thank you so much and may God bless you. Greetings to you all from our family. Thank you. Hello, we are so grateful our friends and our ministry partners. So thankful for you and for the Lord that He has given us this opportunity to minister here in Kenya. These are some of the places where we go to minister to. We visit primary schools, which is grade schools in the US, and also high schools where we go to minister, where we are allowed to go and preach during their Christian union clubs. And these are some of the roads that we go through. Very rough terrain, and that is why we have been thinking about getting a better four-wheel car, which would serve us better to reach to so many places where we cannot go with the vehicle that we are using right now, which has been breaking now and then. So we thank you for your support. We thank you for thinking about us and also for thinking about this project. We continue doing virtual ministry right now because of the COVID-19, though we have some places where we are going, where we can meet probably a few students, like the Form 4s and Class 8 students who are able to attend class. Thank you.
How would you like to have that commute every day? Well, friends, you can see the need. And so Sunday, December 20th is going to be our official Christmas Day offering day. And all the funds collected on that day will be given to both of these needs. If it is unspecified, the money will be split between the two needs, or you can specify between the two. And we have recently set up online giving for that. So if you go to our online giving, you can choose one of three options. You can have just a general giving to the Christmas offering that'll be split between the two, or you could designate one or the other. And this giving opportunity is going to remain open until such time as we get ready to disperse the funds for the need. And so that could be many months from now. We don't know. And so we're praying that people will give in the church and beyond the church, whoever hears this. There's a number have been familiar with Luann's story through the years, and we're praying and thanking in advance for all of you who will give and cheerfully give. Through the years, our church has collected, a small church, a Christmas offering as much as $15,000 to $20,000 for needs and mission projects. And I'm praying and hoping that we can surpass that this year as the church has grown and prospered, and also as more of you through this online means are being made aware of these needs. We recognize there are many needs in the world, but these are some needs of folks that touch our lives and that we touch theirs. And so please consider giving sacrificially and indeed cheerfully. God bless you. Thank you for listening to this, and may the Lord bless you in your giving.